What's up, everybody? I'm so excited for this video, and I hope you are too, but first, if you're new here, smash that subscribe button to join the party. And if you're already part of the crew, show some love with a like. Let's get started.
All right, let's dive right into this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The final race of the season, the Constructors' Championship, up for grabs, definitely a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, definitely a nail-biter from the word go.
Absolutely. So let's rewind to those first few laps, right? Pure chaos. Lando Norris took the lead off the bat, putting McLaren in a good spot for that championship.
Right.
But then, boom, Verstappen and Piastri, they collide. It's almost like Verstappen's aggressive style finally caught up with him, wouldn't you say?
Well, yeah, I mean, throughout the season, we saw Verstappen pull off some pretty risky moves. Some paid off, some, well, not so much. Like this one. Kind of reminds you of that incident with Hamilton back in Monaco, doesn't it? That aggressive edge is definitely part of what makes him so exciting to watch, but it comes with a price for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. And speaking of taking risks, Kevin Magnussen, well, he was in a league of his own out there.
Oh, yeah?
This being his last race before retirement, he was completely fearless, battling hard with anyone who dared to come near him.
It's like he had nothing to lose, you know? And everything to prove in that final race. You often see drivers get a little more aggressive in their last race. They want to leave a mark, you know? But Magnussen, he took it to a whole other level, really reminding everyone of the talent that made him such a tough competitor his entire career.
Yeah, absolutely. Sadly, though, his race ended with a collision with Bottas, who seemed to be having a tough time out there.
Yeah, he did.
It really shows how quickly things can go wrong in F1, even for experienced drivers.
It's true. The pressure in Formula One is enormous, and sometimes it just leads to mistakes. Bottas, he's a skilled driver, no doubt, but in this race, he just couldn't find his groove. Happens to the best of them, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Now, all of this happened in the first few laps, setting the stage for a wild race. But let's shift gears a bit and talk about another driver who made an incredible climb up the order, Charles Leclerc.
Right.
Starting from the back of the grid because of that penalty, remember? Yeah. He just sliced through the field like a hot knife through butter.
Right.
To overcome that and still end up on the podium. Really impressive.
Oh, absolutely. Overtaking in F1, it's a whole different beast. Those cars, the aerodynamics, it makes it super hard to follow closely behind another car, messes with the airflow, makes passing maneuvers tricky, to say the least. What Leclerc did in Abu Dhabi, it was a display of pure skill and racecraft.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he pulled off some unbelievable overtakes. That one on Fernando Alonso, who's no slouch himself, was incredible. Leclerc was a man on a mission, that's for sure.
What's really interesting is that he didn't let that grid penalty get to him, you know? He used it as fuel, pushed even harder, and proved his determination. It's that mental toughness that separates the good from the great.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, on the other side of things, we had Pierre Gasly, who had a bit of bad luck in the pits.
Oh, yeah, that pit stop.
A slow stop because of that loose wheel cost him valuable time and positions. Really highlights how crucial the teamwork aspect is in F1, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's not just about the driver. It's about the whole team, the pit crew, the strategists, everyone working together.
It's like a symphony, and one missed beat can mess up the entire performance.
Exactly.
So we had drama at the front, a driver fighting for his legacy in his final race, and Leclerc charging through the pack. And we haven't even gotten to the final laps in that nail-biting finish for the Constructors' Championship.
This race was like a snapshot of the whole season, wasn't it? Full of twists and turns, those heart-stopping moments, and in the end, a well-deserved winner.
Yeah, it was a wild one. As the race went on, we saw Lando Norris. He kept his cool at the front, defending his position like a champ against Carlos Sainz, who was really pushing him.
Yeah, Norris's driving was impressive. Controlled aggression, I guess you could call it. He knew when to push, when to hold back, managed his tires and fuel, all while holding off Sainz. Not easy.
It's really impressive when you think about the stakes for Norris, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just racing for the win. He had the weight of McLaren's championship hopes on his shoulders. That's a lot of pressure. It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you think about the different pressures drivers face, right? Like Verstappen earlier, he could take those risks because he was already out of the championship running. Norris, he had to balance that instinct to race with, well, the team strategy.
Yeah, it's a tough balance to strike for sure. And for a young driver like Norris to handle that pressure with, that level of maturity, that precision, it's pretty remarkable.
Absolutely. Speaking of pressure, we can't forget Lewis Hamilton's final race for Mercedes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Even though the championship wasn't on the line for him, he drove like it was.
Yeah.
battled his way up to 4th place, even overtook his teammate, George Russell, near the end there.
Hamilton, he's always been a fighter. And his last race for Mercedes, well, it was no different. It was almost like he wanted to remind everyone what a champion he is, leaving it all out there in his final drive for the Silver Arrows.
Yeah, that pass on Russell was classic Hamilton. Showed his tactical brilliance and just raw determination. Must have been an emotional moment for him, knowing he was closing a chapter in his career.
For sure, and for the fans, too. It was bittersweet seeing a legend like Hamilton say goodbye to a team that's been such a big part of his story. But hey, even as one era ends, another begins, right? It'll be interesting to see what the future holds for both Hamilton and Mercedes.
Definitely. Okay, so let's get back to that fight for the Constructors' Championship. As the race wound down, the tension was palpable. McLaren needed Norris to finish strong, and, well, he did. Took the checkered flag with Sainz right behind him.
Yeah, that win secured the Constructors' Championship for McLaren. A huge achievement for the team. Really shows the hard work, dedication, and just, relentless pursuit of excellence that McLaren's all about.
It's a championship that's about so much more than just the driver, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a reflection of how the whole team performed all season. The engineers designing the car, the mechanics keeping it running, the strategists making those split-second decisions. Every single person plays a part in this victory.
100%. It's a true team effort. And McLaren's success this season, it's a perfect example of what happens when you have that collaboration, innovation, and just pure commitment.
So we had a crazy start, a final push from a retiring legend, a masterclass in overtaking, a pit stop that went sideways, and a finish that decided the Constructors' Championship. This Abu Dhabi Grand Prix was one for the books.
It was a race that really captured what Formula One is all about, the complexity, the thrill, and just how unpredictable it can be.
And even with all the excitement and drama, one question remains. Did Magnussen's decision to retire, play a role in his incredibly aggressive driving in this last race?
That's a good question. And honestly, we may never know for sure, but it definitely adds another layer to his already captivating performance, right? What we do know is that Magnussen left it all out there in his final race, reminding everyone why he's such a respected figure in this sport.
It's amazing when you think about it. All the pieces that came together for McLaren to have this incredible finish. And they started as underdogs, right?
Yeah.
But through consistency, great strategy, and of course Norris's phenomenal driving, they were able to grab that championship title.
Yeah, it really is. McLaren's success this year is a good reminder that in Formula One, anything can happen. It's a sport that loves to throw you a curveball, challenge expectations, and reward those who push the limits,
For sure. And it's not just about those big flashy moments like Norris's win in Abu Dhabi. It's about all the work that happens behind the scenes. The engineers constantly tweaking the car, the mechanics, making sure everything is running smoothly, the strategists poring over data, making those crucial calls during the race. It's a testament to what teamwork can achieve, the dedication from everyone involved.
Absolutely. And like you said earlier, that Constructors' Championship, it's not just a trophy for the driver. It's a recognition of the entire team's effort, their shared passion, their commitment to winning. It's a symbol of their combined brilliance and their never-give-up attitude.
This season has been a wild ride. So much drama, some intense battles, and some truly unforgettable performances. This Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, it was the perfect ending, showcasing the best of what Formula One has to offer.
Yeah, it really was a race with everything daring overtakes, some tough breaks, and that championship fight going down to the wire. It reminds you why we love this sport, why we're so drawn to the speed, the strategy, and that constant potential for the unexpected.
Well, this deep dive into the 2024 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix has been quite the journey. We saw history in the making as Lando Norris secured a well-deserved win and McLaren took home the Constructors' Championship. From that chaotic start to the final checkered flag, this race was a roller coaster, full of emotion, demonstrating the skill, the determination, and the teamwork that make Formula One so captivating. And with that, we wrap up our deep dive into this incredible race. Until next time.
It really has been a pleasure breaking down this race with you, looking at those key moments and trying to make sense of all the events that led to this amazing finish. Keep that racing spirit alive, everyone.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting this channel by hitting the subscribe and like buttons. This will help the channel grow and expand on the journey we have begun together here at AI Meets You.